We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.
Men, feeling like your progress in the gym is slower than a sloth on a Sunday afternoon? You're not alone, my friend. If you're a man over 50 trying to build muscle and lose fat, you might be frustrated by the slow progress, despite consistent effort. Maybe you're looking at regaining some of that youthful strength you had back in the day, but you're worried about injury holding you back. Sounds familiar? I'm Simon H, Muscle After 50 coach, and I'm busy transforming men over 50 into strong, resilient oaks, rooted in muscle, shredding fat, and standing tall against time. With me, you won't wither like a leaf. Nah, you'll thrive like a giant. Now, let's dive in and meet this situation head on. Why is progress so slow? And what we're going to do about it? Well, first off, let's address the elephant in the room. Age is a factor, but it certainly isn't a deal breaker. Yes, things move a little bit slower than they did when we were 25, but that's no excuse and no reason to throw in the towel. You see, your body has changed, but your wisdom has got better, and that's an advantage you have over the young bucks. Okay, before we move on, and before I drop some jewels for you, let me know in the comments what area has slowed down in progress for you. Is it fat loss? Is it muscle gain? Is it motivation? Is it recovery? Whatever it is, drop it in the comments and I'll be sure to read it and help where I can. Now, here is the science behind slow progress. As we age, our metabolism slows right down. Our testosterone levels dip and recovery time stretches out like a bad movie sequel. But here's the good news. Slow progress is still progress. Every rep, every drop of sweat, it's getting you closer to your goal. The trick is, are you going to work harder or are you going to work smarter? If you've been doing the same workout since before we had mobile phones, maybe it's time that we switch things up. You see, the more we do the same things day in and day out, the more the body adapts. When the body adapts, there's no reason for improvement. There's no reason for strength gains, and certainly no reason to build a little muscle. So here's a few things that we can do just to switch things up. We can change the exercises. We can change our rep range. We can change the style of training. Also, if you haven't been doing compound movements, probably about time that we put a few compound movements into our training workouts. So things like squats, we don't have to do them with a barbell. We can do them with machines. We can do them with dumbbells. Things like presses, things like deadlifts. We can switch things right up. One time you do them with a barbell, the next time you do them with dumbbells. Now, compound movements are like our Swiss Army knife of workouts. You see, they're effective and they're versatile. The next thing you want to do is optimize your nutrition. Now, I want you to munch on this. Muscle isn't built in the gym. It's forged around the dinner table. So make sure you're getting enough protein, healthy fats, and some carbs to fuel your workout and recovery. And don't skimp on hydration. Your muscles will thank you. The next thing I want you to do is to prioritize and take seriously your recovery. You see, you're not 20 anymore, but that's okay. So after workout, do some stretching. And whenever possible, treat yourself to a couple of massages. And aim for at least 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. That will help the gains to keep going in the right direction. Let's keep it real for a moment. All we want to do is feel like we did in our prime. But chasing after that same strength without adjusting the approach is like trying to run a marathon in flip-flops. Instead, focus on building a new kind of strength. One that's smarter, more resilient, and better suited to your current chapter. Do you know what? I've got some really cool strength building strategies. The first one is the most important, and that is exercise your index finger and subscribe. See, when you're a subscriber, you're in the know. You're in that exclusive club where whenever I drop anything for men over 50, you're in the know, you're the first one to know. Now, our second strategy is called progressive overload. Now, all that is a fancy term for challenging your muscles to do more. You see, we don't want to keep doing the same weights and the same repetitions all the time, because the problem with that is our bodies adapt, as I said earlier. So, every few weeks, you might want to put a pound or two on the bar and challenge yourself to do more. You can even do that by adding an extra repetition. So if you did 10 last week, use the same weight and do 11. This is a good way of galvanizing more strength and more power and eventually a little bit more size. You've got years of experience under your belt, so use it. Focus on the quality of each movement, engaging the right muscles and controlling the tempo. It's not about how fast you can do the lift, it's about how effective you can make it and how challenging it is to your muscles. My next strength building tip is to do functional training. You see, building strength, a little bit of power and a better physique isn't about how much you can bench. So incorporate exercises that mimic real life situations. Things like the suitcase carry. This kind of training not only builds muscle, but also helps you to stay strong and agile doing everyday activities. Now let's talk about the big bad fear of injury. Yes, it's a legitimate concern, but it shouldn't paralyze you. Injuries can happen, but with the right approach, you can minimize the risk and keep pushing forward. So here are some injury prevention tips. Come on, my friend, you got to warm up like a pro. Don't just jump straight into your workout and hope for the best. No, spend the first 10 minutes doing some dynamic stretches or even some light cardio to get the blood moving, get the muscles working, get those joints, tendons and ligaments all oiled up. There is no shame in treating your body like a classic car. You see, you only have one body, so look after it. Make sure that you start every workout with a warm-up. That is a sure way of keeping everything oiled, ready to go, and staying injury-free. The next tip for keeping injury-free is to listen to your body. You see that back pain? Don't ignore it. That's your body telling you that something's up. Now, get to learn the difference between a pump from a really hard workout or a potential injury. The quicker you can decipher between the two, the safer you're going to be. Which now leads me on to the next tip, and that is to use good form. When we start working out, our concentration needs to be on how good we can deliver that set. And that will mean doing and using good form. Practice good techniques. It's no good rushing your exercises just because you want to feel that pump. No, what we want to do is take our time with each exercise and do every rep and set meaningful. Building muscle and losing fat over 50 is a different game than it was in your younger years, but it is a game that you can win. The key is patience, consistency, and a willingness to adapt. You've got the wisdom of experience on your side, and with the right approach, you can achieve your goals. Progress might be slower, but with every step forward is a step closer to being stronger, healthier, and having a better vision of yourself that you're working towards. In closing, I want to tell you to keep pushing and stay smart, my friend. And don't let the fear of injury slow your progress down. You've got this. Remember, it's not about trying to be who you were 30 years ago, but it's about becoming the best version of yourself today. Now, if you would like a personalized approach to building muscle, losing fat, and being the best version of yourself, use the link in the description. Now, please like, Please share, comment, stay safe. Peace.